The following stream contains mature content and subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised. Chicago. Ask someone to picture the city, and they will have trouble coming up with a concise description. When people think of New York City, they think of skyscrapers, subways, and muggers. When they think of Los Angeles, they think of sun, smog, and traffic. When they think of Detroit, they think of cars, factories, and decay. But for those of us that know, there's only one thing we think of when someone mentions Chicago: vampires. And tonight, we tell their story. Well, so you've come to talk once again with your boy Twitch. I'm glad you're back. Sorry I wasn't here last week. You see, my child and I had to continue an old discussion, one that I'm afraid isn't quite finished yet. But that's not really that important to our discussions now, is it? Let's see what's been going on since we last spoke. Well, it seems Sam has found out that his sister is in town and been under the power of one Lasky for a while. Interesting. He didn't seem to take the news well because my sources tell me he actually destroyed the table in the club. He even threw it through a wall. Amusing, actually. Quite amusing when you think about it. Then he was actually seen visiting Jackie not too long after this. He left that meeting looking rather angry, as did Jackie. I wonder what kind of dangerous discussions those two had. It also seems Roscoe and Eleanor were seen at Roscoe's bookshop, packing up the books and looking like they'd planned for a move of some kind for Roscoe. Odd. I didn't think he was moving. But then his shop burned down. Wonder if Eleanor had a vision about that, or if it was some other things. Perhaps he didn't like those he'd invited over. I like that. As for Lamar, wow. Mr. Lamar seems to be going forward with this crazy plan that they've come up with to entice Kathy and distract her and Nero from various things. They had a nice, awkward phone call. Kind of reminded me of, well, what I've seen with modern teenagers. Back when I was a teen, of course, we didn't have that problem. Oh well, doesn't really matter that much now, does it? Wonder what's in store for tonight. I wonder, how is Jackie? going to deal with whatever Sam said to anger her. I wonder what other things they're going to get up to. I guess we're going to find out now, aren't we? As always, this is your boy Twitch. We'll talk later. Good evening and welcome to McStabber Studios' Windy City After Dark. I am the storyteller, Shanky McStabber.
And I am R'lyn Dare, also known as Mama McStabber in Twitch chat, and tonight I'll be playing Jacqueline Duron of Clan Venturer.
And I'm Lady Merowith, and I will be playing Eleanor Thurston, Clan Malkavian.
I'm Irian, and I'm playing Roscoe Akers, Clan Tremere.
I'm Gavin, known as Roland Cade in Twitch chat, and I play Lamar Cade of Clan La Sombra.
And I'm Mickey Bear, and I'll be playing Sam Grant, Clan Bruja.
And we were last with this particular group of kindred. We were in the middle of a time skip that got not much skipped, I'll be honest, but it was an interesting night and a lot of bad things came about in some ways, good things in others. But we're actually picking up from some time after the events of those. And the first scene we're going to actually open with tonight is Jackie, who has just returned from a dinner that she had with her sire and her child, though the two don't know, well, the child doesn't know that was the sire. Mm-hmm. And the scene opens up with Jackie, of course, back at her cabaret with her ghouls, Piter and Etienne.
It's Peter.
Peter. See, I like Piter better, but
no,
it's her ghoul.
Peter. Gentlemen, well, first, Etienne, I understand the other night when Sam was here why you evaded my question as you did.
Thank you, ma'am.
I did not appreciate it, but I understand. From this point forward, anytime I need to be around Mr. Grant, both of you will be at my side.
Yes, ma'am.
I will not broker a threat from him.
Yes, ma'am. I figured that was going to happen. I've already let Peter know.
Very good. Peter, do you have any questions?
Not really. I mean, Etienne's been giving me the rundown. He's done this before, apparently, but...
Indeed. It is my hope that Mr. Grant will come to terms with his baggage and not keep trying to dump it in my lap, but in the meantime, he is Roscoe's problem, and it is Roscoe having high regard, in my opinion, that is saving his ass. So, we will see how this plays out.
Yes, ma'am. When you meet with him, are you wanting me armed?
Of course.
Yes,
Both
ma'am.
of you.
Not a problem.
Thank you. I am expecting Lamar sometime this evening.
We will take up our normal places, ma'am.
Thank you.
And Peter goes over and opens the door for Etienne to leave first and then follows out behind him. And it's not too long after. Lamar, you arrive at the cabaret.
Lamar will park his car, and then he'll head inside. He will look for Etienne to see if Jackie is currently busy or not.
And Etienne is standing at the end of the same corridor that leads to her office that he always is when you've come by.
Hey, Etienne, good to see you again.
Hello, sir.
Here to see Mr. Ron.
She's expecting you, sir.
Perfect.
And he doesn't actually, this time, he doesn't move from the entrance to the hallway, but Peter comes up. Now, you recognize Peter not only from his brief time at the club, but you remember this from that very first night when you walked your domain. He was one of them that was getting involved in that fight. And Peter, Mr. Cade.
Peter, right?
Yep, that's right.
Good to see you again. I'll go ahead and, I guess, follow you.
Yeah, just follow me. And as he says it like that, you see Etienne, you can see his eyes kind of sharpen on him because Peter's not following. He's being taught propriety, but he's not quite got that down yet.
Mhm.
And Peter walks down the hallway and knocks on the door. Ma'am,
Yes.
Mr. Cade's here?
Perfect. Let him in.
Okay. And he
See you
opens
later,
the door. Yeah, I'm sure we'll see each other again. And he lets you in and closes the door behind you. And then he walks back down. You can hear him going the opposite direction from Etienne down the hallway.
Hey, Jackie.
Hey.
Everything all right? Usually Etienne walks me back. I mean, I know Peter's your guy, but I haven't seen him around here before.
No, everything is not all right, Lamar. But
Okay.
I also wanted to follow up with you. Have you started things with Kathy?
Yes. Yeah, I reached out.
Mm.
She seems like she wants to go ahead and talk things through, so we're supposed to meet in the near future.
Okay. Good.
I thought she was going to make it difficult. She did not, so
Of course not. You're giving her
I'll-
exactly what she wants.
But she could have made me squirm, and it was hard enough not to squirm.
She will
While
be
we're on the phone.
suspicious. Just try to be as genuine as you can given the situation. She's a pretty girl who has the hots for you, Lamar.
I'll go ahead. I will play the game and make sure that we all get what we need out of this.
Mhm. And
But,
if Nero starts to get a bit agitated, I will run interference and tell him let the young ones have their fun. I will take care of your needs.
Of an offer like that, hell, I'd be like, all right, what are you gonna do?
It'll be interesting to find out what his needs are. That's for certain.
Yeah.
Um,
So what's going on?
Mr. Grant is a problem.
What happened?
She will hand over her phone, and it has the text pulled up where he was requesting her to look into something for him. He reached out to me a while back, about a week ago or so, maybe two.
Right.
And I got that text. I presumed he just needed me to use my connections to get some information for him for something.
Mhm.
And then he showed up. I had to pull up footage on this because Etienne did try to cover for him, trying to keep the peace because he knew if he told me what really happened, I would have lost my shit. He came in, insulted Etienne, and then when Etienne went to give him a lesson in etiquette and propriety, he attempted to lay hands on Etienne. I will explain something to you, Lamar, because I believe you will understand dealing with your family issues. Etienne is all I have left of my life. He was sent to me by my sire to groom me for embrace. We have known each other over 100 years. I'm glad I was not aware of exactly what went down until after Sam had left. But not only that, he came in here looking to start an argument. He has a lot of baggage tied to this sister of his, and he tried to dump it in my lap. He accused me. He basically threw mud in my face. When I tried to give him the truth and straight answers, he basically didn't listen. He threatened me. He also tried to manipulate me and guilt trip me. Basically, I counted at least 5 fucking insults in one goddamn evening.
Bruja, am I right? Really though. So this is over the whole sister thing that.
Indeed,
Oh,
I'm
no, let's talk-
I'm half tempted to give him what he wants and cut her loose and let her be dead in a gutter within a week. If I was any other kindred in this city, Lamar, she'd be dead on his doorstep by tomorrow morning.
And I get that, and you are 100% better than a lot of people that would do just that. So, and I see that. I know that this is a thing for you, So yeah, he was out of line. He was out of line completely. I get that. For the sake of
I'm willing.
the group, though,
I know. Trust me, I know.
what do you want to do?
He is Roscoe's responsibility. His behavior falls on Roscoe. If Sam cannot unpack his baggage without dumping it on me and at me, he is going to have to go through Roscoe when he needs me. Because I am not going to deal with that at all.
Mm-hmm. Have you talked to Roscoe about this yet?
Not yet. Not yet. The way
Do you
Sam
wanna-
left it was text me if you need me, and I will never need that asshole.
All right.
So, I know Roscoe's been dealing with his shop and things like that. I've been giving him his time to deal with that while I've been trying to calm myself as best I can. But what I actually intend to do, because Sam is under the impression that I am running some illegal elite prostitution ring instead of an actual escort service.
Well, no, I mean, I see what you're doing here, and I see that, all the girls that work for you, they are in a lot better shape than other people I could name at any point in Chicago's history.
And they don't fuck for their money. They actually go with rich fucking people that want buffer between them and gold diggers to events and social occasions. That's what they do. It is a service. It is completely legal.
No, you're absolutely right. So, you know what? Maybe I'll talk to Mr. Grant. Just see if I can give him a viewpoint that, isn't yours. But at the same time, let him know that this group works together and that's how it is. And he's going to need to figure that shit out.
Yeah, he told me,
So-
oh, you sure have your hands in a lot of pots. Well, of course I do, because I try to protect all of you.
And you know what? I deeply appreciate that, Jackie. Thing is, a lot of people, they have a certain image when it comes to Ventru, and a lot of y'all don't do much to dispel it. But you are one of the few that actually makes it. Not only do you handle shit and get shit done, but you don't fuck your allies to get it done.
No,
And that's the part that he's got to come online and understand so that he doesn't blow this whole thing up. And I'll speak to him about it, because he and I need to have a come to pick your deity of choice meeting. And he and I need to kind of get on the level about a couple of things from a few years back.
God damn it, Lamar. How do you do that? How do you, one moment
Do
you
what?
tell me there's a threat and you inspire me to fucking make people disappear, and then the next moment you crack me up?
Multi-talented, what can I say?
Obviously. Is the family thing okay right now? Are they not killing each other?
They are not killing each other. You gave me an idea that I'm kind of working on. I don't want to talk about it just yet, though, in case it pans out to nothing.
That's fine, but do understand, Destiny and I did find one of his men. One-eye case. Loden's.
You did.
And I requested an audience. I am waiting to hear. So, I will still institute my plan to basically make the South Side yours.
Okay, no problem. I haven't heard from Roche, so...
Oh, he's hiding.
I'm
He's hiding like a
counting it.
little bitch. You know he is.
Well, I'm going to take that for the blessing it is. And if he does call me, I'll let you know.
Perfect. I will reach out to Roscoe. Thank you for adding a little bit of levity for me. It has been a stressful few nights, for sure.
I get it. And I'll work on the Kathy thing. So in the meantime, if anything else comes up, give me a call.
Appreciate it.
And-
And the same goes for you.
Done. Hey, one other thing.
What?
The stuff with Eleanor, these visions she's getting, you know what it looks like when she goes away, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Just maybe you can talk her into laying low for a bit, because it was pretty noticeable the last time it happened, and it was just us. I would hate for us to be somewhere like the Succubus Club or Red Number 5 or something, and that happened, because someone else might be able to pick that up, and we've already got Sovereign
Yeah, she is
poking around
generally
here, dropping by.
she is generally a bit reclusive. That is her way. She doesn't. And I've known her for some time now, and I have been the wall between her and our society as much as I can be. I will do what I can, but ultimately she is her own person and will make her own decisions.
Fair enough. I was a little concerned.
I appreciate your concern.
Make sure that, I just want to make sure that everything stays on the level with her right now until this other stuff blows over.
If she was able to get done what I suggested, it should not be a problem, even if they try to get it from her.
Okay.
I haven't touched base. I hated that I even suggested it, because that can be very traumatic, from what I hear. So,
All right, well,
I will do some follow-up calls, I guess. But thank you.
you're welcome, and get some rest, okay? Just take some time, take some Jackie time, all right?
And she reaches out a hand to you. Only if you do the same, Lamar.
Oh, if I take some Jackie time, you're probably going to have to cancel some meetings, but...
Well, Lamar, I swear, I think you're
I get
almost
what
flirting with me.
but I get what you're saying, and I will...
Turn that charm...
I'll take it easy.
Turn that charm onto Kathy.
Yeah, you, me, and pick a deity. Hope they're listening. I'll see you later.
All right.
And Lamar exit into the night. Are you doing anything right after you get out of the meeting with Jackie, Lamar? Sending texts or anything?
He will actually try to get a hold of Sam, figure out where he is.
Sam, have you given Lamar your phone yet? Okay. So Sam, you get a text. Is Lamar sending it, or is his man Tyrone doing it?
He'll have Tyrone do it and just say, "Hey, meet at the normal place. 1 hour, or actually, not 1 hour. At your earliest convenience."
Sam will respond, be there in 15.
Okay. Now, we're actually going to flash over to a tea shop. Very small, quiet tea shop, very private one. It's located just outside of Chinatown, where Roscoe is actually sitting at a table with Sun Chi. And they've been there a little while talking. Scene opens up with Sun Chi. Not much to tell, Roscoe. I grew up around here. Took a trip to Toronto because it was fun, something to do, Always been into the cult anyway, and when I went there, I met a woman, and she showed me things that I didn't think were possible. And then I begged her to teach me as well, so she did. Not in the way I thought. I became one of us. I didn't mind so much at the time. Everything's normal, you know?
Yeah,
Then-
I understand.
Then I came back here. One night, a bunch of the coven were gathered together, and I don't know what happened. I lost control and killed them all. Every one of them. And then that night, I had a dream of a woman covered in blood. And that's when my visitor started to come. You know, it's funny too, because you would think once it came out what I had, they would have kicked me out of the chantry. But, you know, Nikolai, then Abraham, they studied me a bit, trying to figure out if I was insane, whether I was lying, something. And somehow I became a member of the chantry, and, well, you know, I'm still here. They never told me what conclusion they came to from it, but I'm still here. So what's your story? I've never gotten your story.
Well, it's not a whole lot to tell. I mean, you've probably noticed that I'm not exactly what most people consider Tremere material.
I mean, and neither am I. I've got something in my head that normally should get me, you know, destroyed for being an infernalist or something, but
Well, I had a roundabout way of coming to being one of us too. I was, rather than being nurtured for my Tremere tendencies, I kind of embraced on a whim, a romantic whim. So,
I mean, that's a positive, I guess. I mean, but how you end up here of all places? You just, I don't want to pry, but I just want to say you don't seem to fit the mold of most of our kind that live here. I mean, you're not like the rest.
Well, you know, after I came to unlife, I had to make the best of what I had. So it's been a long, strange trip.
Seems like it is. I mean, Ericto, she speaks well of you, and that's why, you know, I kind of trust you, because she seems to trust you. But I just, you know, it just, you don't strike me as the type that wants to be involved in all this stuff that goes on with our kind.
I didn't really have a choice.
Oh, I mean, yeah, you had a choice of where you moved. I mean, I've heard from Abraham that you come from DC, but
That wasn't so great either.
I've heard stories, but I mean, I pretty much spent most of my time here. Didn't go anywhere else. I mean, why? Nowhere else to go, really. I mean, this is the center of things.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's not so different from my own. I mean, I've been looking for, you know, what I lost in the embrace, which is I was an aspiring mage. That's gone.
That might explain quite a bit about Ericto's fascination of you, I guess. Because that's her area of specialty in our chantry is the living mages of the world. They're the ones that she focuses on still. I mean,
But I'll be honest, no matter how deeply I delve into it, that spark is gone.
you should talk to her at some point about it. She's pulled some things off that I didn't think we could do anymore. Don't know how. Maybe she could explain it if she knows, but I mean,
It's been a long time since I've seen her. Maybe it will be worth setting up a meeting.
I mean, if you're uncomfortable setting one up, I'll set one up for you. That's not a problem.
Oh, maybe we could all three meet together.
So, how'd you get caught up in The same kind of things that plague me. Because, I mean, I don't even know. I'm hoping at some point to figure out how this happened to me. And I guess the only way to do it is to find similar situations or things that are related. And if I can find, analytical about it, if we can find a commonality, maybe I can get rid of my visitor. Because, I mean, there's nights like tonight where they don't seem to be active. But then there's other nights, which you've seen, where I don't get to be around people.
I mean, I've been meaning to ask you what happens when you say that you need to leave, and I understand that your friend is coming to the surface, but what exactly is happening? I mean, what?
I feel it wrestling for control, for trying to seize. I mean, it's one thing to seize my voice. It's actually, you'd be surprised, isn't that hard? But they're trying to seize the rest. The command of the blood, the powers that we have, the curse that lies within us, or they're trying to stoke the beast, force it to action. And it's best for me not to be around people, especially if it's somebody I like, or even, people I care about, people that are nice to me. They tend to punish those that are like that when they do get control. So a choice I make to leave. Better to satiate it by going back to my little church and having some of the members sacrifice themselves to it. I know it's a horrible thing to say, but
no, not really.
The alternatives aren't good,
Right. Yeah, I agree. I do enjoy getting to see you on the occasions that I do.
Well, figured it was a night that it wasn't in control, and we could actually sit and have a real talk instead of, me constantly saying I have to go, or it taunting you, or, the shadows in the eyes thing that bugs me so much.
Now, if we were to change the subject onto those sort of matters, would that cause a problem?
I don't know. It seems to be very quiet tonight. Normally, if it's already speaking, it just encourages it to try to seize control. But on the rare nights like tonight where it's not there, I can't say. Normally, I don't know why it gets nights like this where it's quiet. It's almost like it's not even here at all, like it's somewhere else or doing something else. And then it comes back. I mean, if you're willing to try it, we can try.
Okay. The conversation we had a little while ago, when you said that, when one of them comes to take something, they always leave something in return. Well, discovered what it was that was left. It was a book. Not really what we expected. It was seen glowing with a putrescent green glow, and on much closer observation, it turns out to have had a previous life as a stick.
Wait a minute, a stick?
From the hedges.
Oh, okay, the hedges. See, there's the thing that makes me wonder whether my issue is connected in the same way as yours, because mine doesn't. I've not seen anything about a hedge. I've seen gardens, not hedges. It's very odd. But then again, if you have read enough, that it could just be the way my mind interprets the situation. I don't.
Oh, I understand. We our brains process information differently.
Yeah, that's why I'm hoping to find this link. But I will say, if you can avoid getting, I'd like to say getting involved in it. You could avoid it happening to me. But then again, I wasn't involved in anything until one night I murdered everybody. And then.
Right. Well, I think for myself and my friend particularly, I think we're about an hour past that. So,
it's It's difficult.
Now, did you notice anything different in, say, the last couple of nights? You might have heard in the news there was a fire at my bookstore.
Yeah, I heard about that. I might keep tabs on you a little bit, maybe just a little.
Oh, that's fine.
I heard about it, but I figured, I hadn't heard that you disappeared or anything, because I'm pretty sure that would sweep the chantry, especially after when Berkeley was sent off. It kind of caused ripples. Now everyone's wondering who's Abraham sending off next, So
yeah.
he's saying he's not planning to send anybody off, but
You know what that means, right?
I know I don't trust him.
Don't.
Yeah, there's something.
Ever.
He's off. I don't know why, but he's off. He's not. I knew him before he left. Before he went out west, or out east, west. Before he left. I knew him when Nikolai was in charge. And the man that came back is not the man that left. I mean, looks like him. Talks like him. Still walks around with that damn cane like him. But it's just something not the same anymore. It's just, I don't know what it is. And I understand that maybe he changed because of what he saw. He's been frank about what he saw, but it's not the one he left as. And I don't know why. And I don't trust it. I mean, Nikolai was a right damn bastard. But in some ways, at least with Nikolai, you understood he was a bastard. With Abraham now, you can't get a read on him. And
Has anyone had a look at him?
I mean, of course we always peak. Curiosity's been our problem. And there's nothing out of the ordinary. Considering stuff he's talked about, he saw when he went away for a while, you would think that would influence him somehow, but I mean, hell, he comes back after his sire falls in Vienna. Doesn't bat an eye, doesn't care, just picks up the reins of the chantry and does his own thing.
Did you know his sire?
Well, yeah, Nikolai was a right bastard. I mean, he was a bastard. He was all caught up in the full politics of the city. He was always, him and Annabelle are always working together, meeting, planning, plotting, if you believe the rumors. Some of it was, let's just say it was to a regime change back under Loden at various points. But for Abraham to come back and just ignore the fact his sire was killed, take over, and then just pull us out of politics. Just doesn't care there's no primogen, says we don't need one. Is content just to sit in the chantry most nights with his books. Or in his office, speaking with Toreador of all things, Portia.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've noticed that.
Yeah, it's odd. It's just not right. Something is off. And you say don't trust him. Do you know something I don't? I mean...
What's the situation, around us? Is there anyone
it's
that could be listening?
It's just a small, nobody really sitting nearby. It's a tea shop that doesn't seem to get a lot of business. But there's one she named. It's just a small, run by a little Asian lady who's sitting up front. And every once in a while she comes and walks over and makes sure that your tea is full, even though it doesn't seem to be drained much by Sun Chi. You, fortunately, are able to drink some. So...
The chantry business that Jonathan was sent on, he ended up having a long conversation with Portia.
No, wait, so she sent him away?
In a manner of speaking.
See, wait.
I don't expect him to return.
I'm going to have her roll real quick. See, I don't like I don't like where the implications of that one are going, Roscoe.
Okay.
That's not.
Well,
You're
we
not
can leave
helping
it
me
there.
any.
Okay. I have suspicions. That's all they are.
To be honest, like we could do anything about it.
Yeah, you're true. You're right.
We have no damn power. We have no say. The prince don't listen to us unless he wants something. And then, of course, Abraham does it without question. Half the time, don't even trade boons, just does it. And then, Roscoe, for someone who is so low-key a lot of times, you seem to be involved in a lot of dangerous things.
We're all involved in dangerous things of one sort or another. I mean,
Hedges.
well, my coterie was put in place to clean up certain things, and we've attracted attention. Not all of it good. So
No, that's why I don't want a domain. As long as I don't have to worry about that shit, that's all I need is attention, and then, my visitor. Spreading the love. I haven't even told you this story yet. That bitch Annabelle. She likes to goad me when we're in public places or when we're in Elysiums to see if she can get my friend to speak out.
Oh, that's dirty pool.
She thinks it's amusing to watch my friend fuck around. Yeah, it's she's a little bitch and I can't stand her, but yeah. That's enough of this depressing kind of talk.
Okay.
Let's just
absolutely
sit back and enjoy ourselves and
all right, that sounds great.
talk about better things, I guess. And you and Sun Chi have a tea date, I guess you could call it. They're in a tea shop before you both depart for the evening, and her visitor doesn't make an appearance at all this night, not once. And now we're going to flash over to fit the timeline. We have Sam is supposed to meet Lamar at the club. So we're going to have to flash to that because of the timing of 15 minutes. Sam gets there first, I believe. And Lamar heads over, and I'll turn the scene over to Lamar and Sam, of course.
Yeah, I'll pull up in my car and give him the come on.
Lamar will nod and join him, and they'll head inside up to the conference room.
You're getting in the car.
Oh. All right. Lamar will go ahead and jump in the car then.
Wits awareness from both driver and passenger in the car, please.
Excuse me when I put on my glasses so I can see the screen better.
Be just a moment.
One success so far. Not sure why he had +1 die added to. Oh, attention to detail. Yep, that works well for that. That's a good specialty for when you're doing this. If you wish, I can also roll for you, Lamar. It's up to you. I don't know how long it takes you.
It'd be faster if you go ahead and do it.
Okay.
In this case.
I can do that because I have mine open right here. On that one. And let's see. Lamar's got 2 does he want to willpower it? Okay. There we go. Oh, that's better. Lamar gets 3. Sam has 1. Let's see willpower in it. He's willpower in his. Sam has 1. Lamar has 3. Okay, continue your scene.
So Lamar slides into the vehicle.
Yeah, and
Buckles
once
in.
inside, once inside, you see a little smartphone thing, and it just has a little flashing thing and like a map of the city. Where can I drop you?
You know what? Let's cruise for a minute. Wanna rap with you about a couple things real quick.
All right. Put the car in gear and drive.
So tell me something, man. Like I get that, you know, Ruha, challenge authority, all that. And I think that's great most of the time, but why pick a fight with like the one venture in town that actually wants to see you succeed? I got to know the reasoning behind this.
You want the long answer or the short answer?
Hey, it's your gas. I'll take the long answer.
We are, and this is something I've been putting some thought towards. We are more than just the culmination of our experiences. We're the culmination of our influences. Would you agree with that?
Okay, sure.
At any given time, I've got the voices of 4 very bad people in my head.
Okay, keep going.
I know she wants to help. My intent was to go there and be like, hey, can you do this? Then it all just went sideways so fucking fast because suddenly I hear myself speaking in my own father's voice. And then I hear myself speaking in fucking Lasky's voice. And then I hear myself speaking in my sire's voice. And I can't lock it down. Because under all that is just bad blood, man. And I'm not even talking about the Bruja in me. I'm just talking about bad fucking genes.
So, from my experience, and this is just my personal experience, the best way to address that is to cut down on some of those voices. Now, look, I don't know the full of what happened with you and Jackie, because
What happened was I don't know, the fucking Etienne. How old is that motherfucker?
old enough to sleep in the bed without falling out. What's that got to do with anything?
Just the way he fucking talks. Just it's got to be.
So you don't like him because he's French?
Oh no! Not saying I don't like him. It's yeah. Were you ever in the military?
No. Let's just say no.
Yeah. You know, you give each other shit. It's a can't think of the word. But you know, it's a.
Well, while you think of it, let me ask you a question. Do you commonly, like, you and Etienne, whatever happened there? Okay, so do you commonly take that tack with people you don't know?
Yeah, how they react tells me a lot about them.
Do you commonly do that in someone else's house?
Everywhere I go in the city is someone else's house.
Okay, so you do know. So not pissing off people in their own houses, that's a skill you're going to have to master around here, man. I get that you got this Lasky stuff going on in your head. I understand that there's a problem with what Eleanor found with your sister. But you are at the easiest way I can say it is that you are at a 10 and I need you at about a 6 right now. Because if you pull that shit with someone in someone else's house that's not Jackie, that will fuck you up over that, you are going to get all of us killed trying to save your ass. And personally, I don't want to die for you yet. Not at all, but I don't want to die for you yet. So if whatever happened with the two of you, I need you to make it right, because it's real simple. This coterie we have, it works because everybody has bought in to the fact that we are stronger together than we are apart. Okay. What happened the other night at that crazy ass toy shop? That's what I want to see. We need to gel and we need to back each other up. I cannot have different groups of us at war. Destiny and I had to go through the same shit, and we kind of still are. But even we know you got to come together when the time is to come together. Jackie has put a lot into backing all of us up and keeping all of our asses from being burned in the proverbial fire. And we owe her, as our teammate, as our coterie member, the same backing and respect. Now, it's crazy to hear that coming from me about a Ventrue, but the point fucking stands. This is not going to work if y'all cannot coexist. Roscoe stuck his neck out for you for the next 2 years. And while Roscoe and I have some very, Roscoe and I still have that whole thing about, wrecking his whole chantry to come to your deity of choice about. I'm still here to back him up because he is part of this group. You are part of this group, and I'm here to back you up. I cannot do that if you're going to try to lone wolf this entire thing. Put a table through a wall, fine. I'm cool with that. I don't care. But come back, get with the group, and let's iron this shit out, Sam. That's all I'm asking.
What exactly is this coterie trying to do?
First and foremost, stay alive another night. Well, stay undead another night, I should say. Not get ashed because we got picked off one by one. That is the base goal here. Secondly, this domain that was heaped upon us and it has basically got all of us under the microscope, we need to turn it into something that the rest of the city goes, we need to stop them from thinking, how did they get it in? Go from how did they get it to we need to not fuck with them because they have it.
You know what that right there is, Lamar? That's a motherfucking mission statement.
Yeah. We have them where I come from. You got them where you come from. So I think we can exist on that level together. So
again, I didn't go in there looking for a fucking fight, but
something happened, and and everything went left. Okay. You cannot go back and fix it. But from this point forward, we need to stay on that straight and narrow path. And by that I mean I need you to find a way to make it right with Jackie. And it may not happen tonight. It may not happen this year. It may not happen for 10 years. But I need you to work. I need you to start the process. Because if you mess around and get ashed, then Roscoe goes with you. And I think you don't want that to happen.
No, I damn sure don't.
Okay, so
I would like to point out,
okay,
if I thought Jackie was an irredeemable, true fucking piece of shit, I wouldn't have gone to her in the first place.
And while in your head that sounds great, and while it makes sense out loud, that's not what you communicated in that room.
Like I said, it. How long has it been? 3, 4, 5 days now? I don't even fucking know, man. I've just been. I need to not close my eyes while I'm driving.
Yeah, don't do that. Too pretty to get the car accident.
It's a really nice car, isn't it?
It really is. And I mean, you're driving it. It's okay. If I was driving it, it would look a lot better. But
yeah, well, we can't all be pretty like you, Lamar.
No, we can't. But you know what? I soldier on the best that I can with the burdens that I carry.
Boy, howdy.
So.
Nah, I'm willing to admit that I was wrong.
Okay, that's a good start. Now, like I said, she's a bit elevated right now. Told her to take some Jackie time.
Yeah.
When the time comes, you need to try to make that inroad, even if it's something as simple as, just saying, hey, my bad. I was wrong, something like that. Put that together. Make it work. I believe in you.
One of the fun parts about being what I am.
Bruja? One of the fun parts about being Bruja, or?
Yeah. Is in the moment, it's like you said, I'm at 10. Afterwards, that other part of the fucking coin comes up and is like, well, now let's reflect on all that shit.
Someone confused me for a Bruja once. Probably the funniest 30 seconds.
Yeah, I was about to say, about how long did it take you to disabuse him of that notion?
Oh, actually, it was about a week later. I mean, when you get ashed by a Lasombra, it makes a pretty fucking apparent point. That was not a Bruja.
I've seen you work, LC.
But how are you settling into the city? I mean...
Dude, I just found out my sister, who I've been looking for the past 30 years now? You want to know the fucking story, man? I'll fucking spill it out for you real fast. The night my mom brought my sister home from the hospital, my dad killed my mom. And then I killed my dad and went to jail for it.
Good shit. Well, I mean, getting him out, not the going to jail part, but good shit, you handled business.
Next thing I know, I'm in the Rangers. Because it was one of those, early parole for fucking military service deals. I tried to do it the right way at first. Went to the JAG, tried to get custody, the whole nine. Couldn't find her. Didn't know where the fuck she was. Everything was being stopped.
courts are bullshit anyway.
I come to find out a few years later that Lasky had paid off the right people. Well, apparently Ballard had paid off the right fucking people because he can do that shit.
Well, we don't know. I mean, we don't know where Ballard comes into the story, and that's the thing. Jackie's got to thread this needle very carefully because the Ventru in this city. I mean,
yeah, I know this city is the crown jewel for the fucking Ventru.
So she's got to thread this needle carefully because any wrong step not only puts us all under Ballard's crosshairs, but runs us afoul of Kevin Jackson.
I understand,
and you know that. Okay, so
like I said, the past few days I've had time to fucking reflect on everything.
But she said she's got a plan. She's got a plan. Trust her.
So
I'm telling you from personal experience, trust her. She makes shit happen.
I got you. Like I said, I was wrong and I'm willing to admit it. Flash forward, I die. And suddenly all the shit that was in place to stop me from finding her disappears because I'm dead. So I come to Chicago to try and get her. I run into Chicago. And my sire said, forget it. It's better off that you just leave and never look back because you're dead.
I've heard a version of that myself from my own sire.
Aren't sires just right pricks?
Yeah.
And flash forward.
Sam, drive. Sam, drive
Boom.
right now.
I don't even fucking hesitate. Boom.
Okay, Dex and drive, please.
Yep. Hold on. Let me do. I get hungrier, but not for this roll.
And your beast kind of astonished at the rapidity that this is happening. Doesn't actually say a word. Three successes so far.
Oh no, we're gonna.
Gonna willpower again. Burn into willpower. Four successes.
That should do the trick.
As you slam the gas from the stoplight you'd been at, you see a car that was moving very quickly towards you from a side street. And as you pull forward and surge forward, it slams into the car that was parked or that was at the stoplight to your left as they slam into it as you pull away. Just a black Crown Vic that just T-boned a different car than yours.
I'm gonna Rockford files that shit, do a neutral pivot steer and freaking come back towards it. And I'm gonna come to a stop, dismount, pistol out, and approach the vehicle.
Now, the car they hit, the people in the car, looks to be a couple. The car's pretty mangled. Woman's trapped in the passenger seat. The guy in the driver's seat, because they were driven forward, the car's actually pinned to a wall from where he slammed through, and he can't get out on his side either. But there's somebody struggling to get out of the driver's seat of the car that was moving at a high rate of speed.
So the Crown Vic is still there, and someone's trying to get
out of it. But the one he hit
Lamar
has a wife in the passenger seat who's trapped by the car, and the man driving can't get out because it's pinned. The car is pinned against a wall, and he can't get his door open.
Lamar gets out, gun out, and he will also he'll walk over to the two people, or to the vehicle with the couple, and he'll help the woman get out, if possible.
You're not going to be able to get her out very easy. You might be able to bust the windshield to help the guy get out through the windshield,
Okay.
It's bad news for her. It looks like the car is crumpled into her.
Oh, okay. He will bust the windshield to at least help the guy get out.
So while you're doing that, Sam, you're approaching the other vehicle?
Yeah, I'm gonna surefire and see if there's multiple or just one.
Just one guy driving. When he gets out, he's kind of staggering a bit, like he's drunk. Except there's a glazing in his eyes that you recognize for what it actually is.
I'm looking around for cameras.
There's cameras on the street. There's cameras all over the streets. Now, some of them were pointed at the street. Some of them are broken. Some have been stolen. But there's a few cameras. And you just barely catch sight of an F-150 that was back a number of vehicles that actually turns off all of a sudden and drives down one of the side streets, driving away.
All right. I'm gonna have to be real slick about this. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rouse for prowess.
Okay.
While he's doing that, Lamar's going to try to call 911.
Okay. It's not hard. But the 911 works. It's kind of staticky on your end, but it's not hard for them to figure out where the location is based on what you're telling them. And you're told
give them the cross streets.
Yeah, they're gonna dispatch emergency services and police to the scene. Sam, what are you doing? You passed your rouse check.
I'm gonna go to the driver of the sedan advancing on me, or is he?
No, he's kind of staggering away from the vehicle. Just kind of, he looks like he's not quite sure where he is or what's going on. He's just staggering around looking kind of lost.
Yeah. I'm gonna go to the woman's side of the car.
Okay.
And I'm gonna put on a little bit of a show, but I'm gonna get her out of that vehicle. I'm gonna go to the back door.
Okay.
I'm gonna open the back door, and then I'm going to, utilizing prowess, kind of pry the seat back so that I can pull her out, and get her out of the vehicle.
Okay, so we're going to use strength for sure on this, plus prowess.
Yeah.
But what are you going to use with it? There's the question. What would be a good skill for you to apply?
That would be a feat of strength, basically.
So you want to use athletics?
Yeah.
I mean, you could also use I will let you use your drive skill without the specialization because you can use that as your knowledge of how the seats are designed.
Okay. How do I add my prowess to that?
Click the dot beside prowess. Or potence, sorry, not prowess. Just click the dot beside potence. Or the plus.
Beside
Got it.
potence.
Okay. Yep. I'm like, that's
and then
the plus by drive, and then double click your strength die.
Yep.
And it should roll them all.
All right, so that should also be a +1 because of my.
And yep, it rolled them correctly. 8 successes. Okay, I will give you. You proceed to snatch and break the back of the seat so that it basically lays flat.
Mm-hmm.
And she's pretty horribly injured, but you can extract her from the vehicle because 8 successes.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to, because of the successes, I will give you, I got to reward 8. You do it in a way that doesn't look like you use superhuman strength to do it. You bent some metal judiciously, but not in a way that doesn't make it look like it was impact damage to pull her free from the vehicle.
And then I'm just going to look at Lamar and be like, Lamar, give me your, well, let me clarify this. I mean, I'm assuming she has injuries to her legs.
Yes.
Okay.
Legs, waist, lower extremities.
All right.
She might have neck damage from whiplash from being thrown sideways some. She had a seatbelt on at least.
Mm-hmm.
Look, man, lay her down.
Just give me your belt.
My belt. Lamar takes off his belt.
And I'll start attaching tourniquets to both legs just
Okay.
in case. T for time, and then get back in the car and roll out.
Yeah, Lamar will get in the car with him, and
As you
head
roll out, you can hear and see the approaching ambulance and police cars as you drive away.
Most Ricky Tick.
And I think this is a good point to go to break. So we will return in 10 minutes, everyone. Please enjoy the break.
Allow me to introduce myself, though I fear you've heard my name, and that you've heard the story of Countess Bathory. History is told by the victors, heroic warriors, and mad kings. Will you hear my story? From the lips of Bathory. They call me blood-sucking demon, queen of hell, sadistic killer, a monster tale, bathing in the blood of virgins. Drinking the blood of virgins. Beautiful, the blood countess. Who is she really? Who is she really? Blood countess. Who is she really? Je blood Bathory. I was very wealthy and powerful, a widow with political rivals keen to destroy me and take my property. My plea was never offered, all my confessors were all tortured, or how they destroyed me. For my property, they put me up, shut me up, shut me up, put me up, shut me up, and told a story of a bitch called Bathory, blood-sucking demon, queen of hell, sadistic killer, a monster tale, bathing in the blood of virgins. Beautiful, drinking the blood of virgins. Beautiful, the blood countess. Who is she really? Who is she really? Blood countess. Who is she really? Je blood Bathory. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin. my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. I've always been the hunter, nothing on my tail. But there was something in you I knew could make that change. To capture a predator who can't remain the prey, you have to become an equal in every way. So look in the mirror and tell me, who do you see? Is it still you, or is it me? Become the beast, we don't have to hide. Do I terrify you? Do you feel alive? Do you feel the hunger? Does it howl inside? Does it terrify you? Or do you feel alive? Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. So embrace the darkness, that will help you see that you can be limitless and fearless if you follow me. We are the lions in a world of lies. We are the predators, the hunters, the hunters, the hunters. Become the beast, we don't have to hide. Do I terrify you? Do you feel alive? Do you feel the hunger? Does it howl inside? Does it terrify you? Or do you feel alive? Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. terrify you? Or do you feel alive?
Welcome back. First half ended on a bit of an adrenaline-filled scene, but that's what happens sometimes in these nights. We're going to actually open up the second half. It's Eleanor. She went to Tia Maria's Palm Street Tarot and Fortunes Told. Proprietor is one Ben Galura. And when you arrive, the sign out front shows open. His new shop, as a matter of fact. This one's actually located on the western side of Chicago. No longer in the south side for him.
Probably a good idea.
He completely relocated.
Hmm.
When you come in the door, he's actually sitting in the front at a table just drinking something that he's got in front of him. You're not quite sure what it is. Eleanor.
Ben, how are you? Are you all right?
Getting settled into the new place, it feels different. I'm not used to it.
Oh.
And then
because
half my
it's new.
customers haven't found my new place yet. And
Oh.
it's
It'll take them a while, won't it?
yeah, it's always every time you move, you got to go through this game. But I've picked up a few new customers, which is always good because
Oh, that's
know.
excellent. So
Yeah.
business has been well?
it's holding up. I mean, I can't
Good.
complain too much about it. You haven't been by to visit in a while, but given the events of last time, I don't blame you.
Well, I worried that if I came back a little too often, that perhaps there would be a repeat of that incident, and I feel rather bad.
I shouldn't feel bad about the incident. Things have been positively weird. I'm just
When are they not positively weird?
okay. You got me on this one, but I mean, things have been weirder than usual.
Yes, they have indeed.
Yeah. So how have you been doing? I mean,
Oh,
we haven't been able to catch up lately.
well, no, we haven't. Things have been very weird, actually.
Okay, so things are weird here. Things are weird there. Is anywhere not
yes.
weird?
I'm not certain that I can answer that in a positive fashion. Perhaps everywhere's weird, but especially here.
Yeah. Hopefully not here, at least not right
No.
here. I hope.
No.
I mean, I hope the last place wasn't weird either, but it
Well,
was weird.
a little bit.
Yeah,
But perhaps this will be better.
I hope. I mean, I hope.
And you haven't experienced anything out of the ordinary?
Going to make a roll real quick. If you wish, Eleanor, you can do a wits insight or a intelligence insight. It's up to you. Yes, you can use your specialty.
Oh, I can I? Well, I will use wits and insight.
6 successes. Now that's a hell of a margin there. I mean, nothing out of the ordinary has been really, other than normal weird shit. That's a lie.
Oh, Ben, I can see in your eyes that there is something else that has happened.
Yeah, it's hard to explain.
Try. I have seen many strange things and heard even many stranger tales.
Have you ever had waking dreams?
Waking dream.
Yeah, missed portions of time.
No, I have not experienced that.
It's oddly disconcerting.
And this is new?
Well, yeah, I'll be at one place and then I'll realize I'm somewhere else. And
Oh.
the intervening time, I don't really remember what was happening or what was going on. And then, I'll remember bits and pieces like in a haze or almost like, bits and pieces like a dream. You know how, well, maybe not now, but before you became what you were, you would sleep at night and then you'd wake up in the morning and at first you'd remember all the details of a dream. And then a few hours later, you can't remember but one or two parts. And by the end of the day, you don't remember anything about it. That's what has been happening.
Yes. That is very odd indeed. And do you know the places that you turn up when you wake from your waking
sometimes it's here. Sometimes it's my house. Sometimes it's a random place.
Oh.
There's no rhyme or reason about when and how and what, but I mean, the other night,
Yes.
it was about 2 weeks ago, I think, a week ago, something. It's hard to put time to it. I was here, and then I was watching a bookstore.
Yes.
And then I just I was like, wow, this is weird. And I got in a cab and went home.
I might be able to shed some light on that.
Oh, but
You may
how?
not like what I have to say, though, so...
I mean, look, any kind of info is better than no info. It's really, you haven't dealt with this. Makes me wonder if I'm losing my mind, Eleanor.
I don't think you are. And I reach across and I put my hand on his.
And he actually takes his other hand and holds yours between his, sandwiches them.
I don't believe you're losing your mind, but I do think that you are having a visitor that is seizing control of you.
I'd rather lose my mind, Eleanor.
I know.
I don't...
That would be an easier explanation.
A safer explanation.
Yes, and I was reminded of the demons you said your sire heard.
Yeah. She said pursued her, yeah.
Yes. A friend of mine owns a bookshop. And I came to help him there one night, and he asked me to look around, that he had a strange visitor and wondered if they had left something behind. And we found something left behind that had not been there. And when I looked upon it, it was not what it appeared, and it had come from the land with the hedges, and the last individual to handle it before I lifted it up was someone that was you, but not you. A twisted sense of you.
Dante's Inferno.
Yes. In Italiano.
Why did I think of Dante's Inferno?
Because that was the book that we found.
This isn't making sense, Eleanor.
I know.
I don't have Dante's Inferno. I know the book. I've heard of it, but I've never read it. I've never seen it.
Whatever it was, I sense that it was given to you in an altered state. And using your form, a message was delivered and the book left behind. And since making this discovery, I have been concerned. I don't know what it is, or what it wants, or why you.
Maybe you can answer a question for me then.
I will do my best.
He says, now don't be alarmed. And he starts unbuttoning his shirt. And he takes it off and he turns around. I had a disket on my back. And on the back of him, there's, looks like a straight line burned in and 2 little circles on his back. And that actually reminds you of something, of a pair of thumb screws that were laid on a book. Does that mean anything to you? I don't heal like you do, so, with my blood's not strong enough, so it takes a little longer to heal this, but...
Before I answer, tell me, were you wakeful when this happened, and did it hurt?
I was in my shop. I had actually a customer in here, and I just started screaming. Felt like I'd been set on fire.
The book, Dante's Inferno, that we found, we weren't sure what it did. We surrounded it with salt, and then we put cold iron on it. And somehow, it burned you.
No, I like that even less than the thought.
I am certainly not happy to see this. I did not even think that was possible. Because you are certainly not the book.
I hope I'm not. I mean, and he picks up his shirt and starts putting it back on. I don't understand how. Why would a book burn me?
I don't know. This is beyond my ken.
Was anything else happen?
That is all I know. Because my friend's shop was compromised, we had to destroy it. 'Twas his choice.
Whatever happened with that amulet?
It was returned to the hedges. The visitor that came to my friend, he, for better or worse, let this visitor in, and they took the amulet back to the hedges. I saw it in a dream.
You let a visitor in?
He did.
As my sire always liked to say, you never invite monsters into your home. Or when she was drinking from people that had been drinking. I think her favorite one was, you don't shit in your own bed.
Very wise. But yes, it was a mistake that my friend made. He's a very kind person.
I'm not... Eleanor, I'm not really being filled here with, good feelings.
No.
And it makes it worse that I feel like I'm endangering you and your friends.
I feel that it is my fault that this is happening to you. I wish to help, find information, anything that I can to help free you of this.
Free me? I'm the one who gave you the amulet. And if what you're suggesting is true, it may or not have been in a friend of yours store. And putting 2 to 2 together, it's just to me that I was invited in.
Does iron hurt you when you're aware like this yourself?
No. Kind of hard with some of the stuff I do.
Yes.
Sometimes you have to, there's a pageantry and a show that goes with what I do. And sometimes to make someone feel better about things, you have to tell them to get a handkerchief. And I put nails in it with salt. And we have them throw it in the river or something
Mhm.
to clear their mind and make them feel better about situations. And I've never been injured by iron before. Very odd to me.
Whatever it is that pays you attention is affected by it, it seems.
Wonder if I should just go get some iron bracelets to wear.
Perhaps.
That would be an interesting idea.
It might deter it.
Or it might just piss it off.
Or that.
I don't know what to do, Eleanor. This is the time I spend with gaps in my memories becoming more frequent, more often. I don't understand. My sire would claim I was possessed at this point, I do believe. But she thought everyone was possessed at some point.
Not this sort of thing. I know very little of such things. It may not be a true possession, but something is seizing you and walking about the city.
I think I'd rather lose my mind. I don't like the implications of this.
Nor I. I suspect that it is the same being that spoke through you to myself and my two friends when we came that last time.
I don't even know what that thing was.
I don't know.
Strange. I feel I should know it, but I don't.
Perhaps a compulsion not to know it.
That's an interesting thought I didn't think of. It's not something I can do because, well, my blood's not as good as yours.
'Tis something I'm not terribly good at, but other beings might have that same ability to put a block on that so that you might not speak it to anyone, to hide its plans, whatever it may be.
Yeah, the gaps in the dreams that come and go and then fade and lose chunks is... I worry I'm going to hurt somebody in there. That's the problem.
I understand.
I mean, I've had to hurt people before. We don't... Even my weak-blooded person self has had to do things, but... You know, we're in Chicago. I'm in a city where they look for excuses to remove people like me.
Yes. What are you thinking?
I don't know what to do. I really don't.
Nor I. My friend with the bookshop, Roscoe, if you remember him.
Yeah, I remember him.
He might have resources to research what this might be, but that could take some time. There is running,
that was
but
his
that is
bookstore,
dangerous.
isn't it? I was at his bookstore.
Yes.
Do you think putting us together is that good of an idea?
I don't know. I'm not even certain that my speaking to you is that good of an idea. But I must.
When needs demand,
Then you are my
wants are
friend.
put aside. You know, I knew I shouldn't have come to the city.
It's kind of a shithole, isn't it?
You know, yeah, I should have stayed other places.
I think all of us have grown weary of this city.
Ben plops down in his seat at his little table and starts just dragging his finger over the wood as he's talking to you. There's got to be a way. And within a couple seconds of that, you see as he starts dragging his finger, there's small tendrils of smoke trailing behind his finger as he starts to move it.
What are you doing?
I'm talking to you. But his finger seems to be drawing something on the table.
I sit across from him,
Okay.
and I look at what he's drawing.
Symbols of some kind. His finger's burning them into the table as he drags it across the wood.
I want to memorize them.
Okay. And when he completes maybe the fourth one, his hand stops moving and his head dips down. Hello again, Eleanor.
Hello?
We said we would meet again. Well, I said we would meet again.
You did. And
So
here we
curious. You should not be asking these questions because you won't like the answers.
There are many questions that I never asked and had answers I didn't like. I'm quite used to that.
And we're going to pause this scene right here. And we are going to flash over to Jackie in the cabaret. Now, this is going on while Lamar and Mick and Sam there were in the car together.
Mm-hmm.
Roscoe was having tea with Sun Chi.
Mm-hmm. So basically, the cabaret is just closed. Staff has left. Patrons have left. And it's just Jackie basically wrapping up a few things in her office. She shuts down her computer, grabs her purse, goes
And as you step into
office, and she steps. Hang on.
step into the main area,
Hang on, haven't got there yet. She shuts off the light, exits, and I believe she might get a text as she's walking down the hallway to the main area.
no, you don't get a text yet.
Okay.
Because as you step into the main area, there's actually somebody sitting where they shouldn't be. It's closed. But there's a man in a trench coat with a hat, fedora, sitting in the corner, in a darkened corner, just sitting there.
I recognize him, yes?
You've never met? Or you do from that one night, from that very first night. Yes, you do.
Gentlemen, give me a moment with this one.
Etienne looks over. I'll be here at the hallway, ma'am.
Thank you. She goes to the table and sits down. Good evening, Martin.
You remember the name, don't you?
Always remember the names.
Interesting place you have here. Different.
It is. So what brings you to my establishment this evening?
What do you want, Jackie?
What do you mean, what do I want?
Your clan does not do things like you did without wanting something.
Oh, so, okay, I see what happened. Okay. What I want is for my coterie members to be safe. What I want is for individuals who come and try to threaten the unlives of my coterie members to know that they have crossed a line.
See, the problem with that one is you involved my clan. So again,
What did
I know there's a cost.
Not
What
to...
do you want, Jackie?
I want Destiny to survive.
Well, We are in agreement, at least for that part. What's your interest? Why? Why do you give a shit?
Personal satisfaction. It proves anyone can be Toreador. I was once considered. They thought to take me from my sire.
Well, good thing that didn't happen.
Indeed. Very good thing.
What do you know, Jackie?
Enough. And I do not care. I have no need to use that at all. I'm quite fond of her, as I'm sure you are as well.
Fond? No, I'm not fond of her. That word does not adequately describe my feelings towards her, but
I can understand it.
you play a dangerous game. You included Wineka in this arrangement.
He might have told you because I understand how your clan works. But he won't rat me out to others, and because it would implicate himself.
What did you tell him? What does he know?
All he knows is that Delilah was a threat to her. That's all I told him.
And what was his price for this?
Because the way I phrased it, he also took that it was a threat to you. And so he acted.
No. There is a price. You just don't know what it is yet.
Well, there was an agreement between us. However, I am not the only one playing dangerous games, Martin.
Dangerous games is what we are.
It is, isn't it? And honestly, she gets too much attention.
She is Toreador. She's supposed to get attention.
She is abnormal. She is a Toreador raised by a Nosferatu. Eventually, the cover will break. You need to get her out.
And he gets a hard look in his eyes. What do you mean, cover? Be very careful with the words you use, Jackie. What do you mean?
I am not your enemy, Martin. I am your ally.
What do you mean by cover? Let's put cards on the table, Mr. Rand.
Certainly, you tell me why you raised her.
Because I love her. What do you mean by cover? Secret for a secret, right?
She is a very pretty Nos.
That is what I expected you to say. So I leave myself with a question.
Indeed.
Do I destroy you at a hand? Or do I trust you to keep a secret?
I keep many secrets.
I will not let harm come to her.
I also will not.
I will destroy you, your Malkavian, Tremere, the Lasombra, even that new Bruja that joined you before I will let harm come to her.
I would not expect anything less from a father.
So we're clear on where we stand.
Absolutely. And I agree.
I will tear the tower to the ground
Not necessary.
before you will use her against me?
I won't. I actually enjoy working with your clan. Some of the most interesting individuals I have ever had the pleasure of making acquaintance with have been members of your clan. So, I will not throw her under the proverbial bus, or you. I do not have to be bought for it. She has my loyalty.
And if you think Wineka did this out of the kindness of his
Oh,
heart,
he is not kind.
there is a price.
Of course.
He will come for it.
Of course he will. That's fine. I'll pay it. It'll be worth it. She is young and has much promise.
We will also agree on that point.
However, you brought her to the wrong city.
I brought her to where she could learn.
She has
I
learned.
brought her to where I could protect her.
I understand. Are there other places she can go where you can protect her? Because I worry. There are some things I have learned about this city that... Jesus Christ, Martin.
Have you realized Wineka is compromised yet?
Yes.
Did you see where he looks?
Yes, I have. I know what is going on there.
Mm-hmm.
I know much. As I said, I keep lots of secrets.
Be careful using him for your own ends. There's a reason I do not.
I understand. That, as far as I was concerned, was a one-time thing. I saw what he has at his tent city. He has an army.
That's all you saw. You missed something.
Oh, I saw quite a bit. That was just what was on the surface. I am observant.
There is a game being played in this city,
Mm-hmm.
and it's one Destiny will be no part of, one way or another.
I agree. Martin, I'm telling you this as an ally. And because I actually am fond of her. I truly wish you would consider, if you have friends elsewhere, take her elsewhere. She is getting attention that I worry will eventually blow her cover.
Very friendly of you to give me advice.
You do with it what you will.
That I will. Mr. Rond, you have a good night.
You as well, Martin.
I'm sure we will speak again. Andy takes his fedora, puts it, settles it on his hand, stands up. It is a nice place.
Thank you. Were you able to catch any of the performances?
Perhaps.
I hope you enjoyed them.
And he goes and walks from the cabaret. And as he's walking, you get a text. I believe the text would have come from, would it have been Sam or Lamar who sent the text? There's the question.
It would have been Lamar because you don't text and drive, folks.
You could use speech to voice, maybe not in your car, but so Lamar sent a text to meet at the club, I guess.
Yeah. Club Q 69.
Considering Jackie is very familiar with the Lamar translation app on her phone.
There's an app for that, folks.
She sends back, "Be there shortly. Hope you guys are okay." Because she
So-
realized the 69 was probably a 911.
So the rest of the coterie gathers, minus Eleanor, who, strangely enough, is not answering text at the moment. The rest of the coterie gathers in the club. And when Jackie enters the conference room, you see her actually, oddly enough, this is not normal for her, but she comes in flanked by both Peter and Etienne, who assume a position behind her
You also
and to
see
each side.
that the conference room has been outfitted in industrial style. There is a large steel table bolted to the floor and steel armless chairs around the table.
Lamar actually knocks on the table a little bit. Like,
And it is not hollow.
And you see Etienne and Peter actually take up position behind Jackie on both sides behind her, about 4 or 5 feet back, but to each side where they try to maintain, for Mickey, who understands what they're doing, a field of fire. Sorry, Sam, a field of fire. But Mickey also understands fields of fire for that.
Lamar's gonna sit down, look at Roscoe, and then look at Jackie.
What is going on?
The city is still on some bullshit. Sam and I were out on a evening drive, as you do, and someone tried to T-bone us.
Well, that wasn't very nice.
Ooh.
No, and I don't know. Sam, you want to tell him? You want to tell him about this individual?
Yeah. I can't remember. Roscoe, what was the name of that one? It was one of your buddies at the Chantry. Like to give people little suggestions be carried out at a later time. I don't know. Basically what it is somebody freaking held a watch in front of this dude's face and told him to T-bone us at the right time. Because the second he got out of that car, he did not know where the fuck was going on. And he had no apparent injuries on his face that would indicate, significant head trauma.
He was had glazed look in his eyes.
Oh, yeah.
And nearly killed two innocent bystanders to do it. So whoever is behind it they're playing rough and they're playing for keeps.
What else was at this scene? Was there anything else?
2 things. That F-150
Yes.
and a lot of cameras. I don't know which ones were functioning, which ones weren't. But we need that footage for 2 reasons.
If
Number
it's
one,
not in our domain, I cannot get it.
were we in our domain, Lamar? We weren't that far from here.
You weren't in your domain, though. You had already talked long enough to have come out of the domain. Not far from it, but...
I
We
do
were a
not
little
have
bit outside
access
of
to
it.
that.
All right.
Let me
But I will tell you exactly who's in that F-150. This just confirms it for me. Lasky. He's got you pegged, darling.
Would he be the one? Would he be? The reason I ask is who's in the F-150 is because if I can get my, I need to fucking say something real quick. A lot of shit happened in the past few days. I've had a few days to reflect. There was a lot of wrong shit that happened. That I did. Savvy? And I'll look pointedly at Jackie when I say this.
Is that an apology?
Yes.
Accepted? Conditionally. You allow me to actually explain what she's doing?
Yes.
Thank you.
But right now, I'm worried. Where the hell is Eleanor?
Jackie sends her a text. Are you okay?
All right, so
Where the
I
hell
don't
is
think...
she? Does anybody know?
Pull out my phone.
Haven't heard from her.
What the hell is Tia Maria's Palmistry? Tarot and Fortuna's told.
Oh shit.
Hey, whoa. Okay, two things. How the fuck do you know where she is? And she points directly at Sam.
Just show her the app.
Why are you tracking her?
Because she lets me.
And why does she do that?
Because that's the mission.
You
I thought I told you.
low-jacked Eleanor.
What the fuck is the mission?
Well,
Mark scoots a little closer to Jackie because he wants to. He feels like he's on the didn't know team. So.
Yeah.
first off, I thought I had brought this up. I apologize. One of the things that I was tasked with doing upon coming here was to keep an eye on Eleanor.
By whom?
By me, Jackie. By me.
Oh,
felt
fucking
that-
hell. She got you in her fucking grips. Oh my god. Oh, this is hilarious. Okay, so you...
I think so too, so...
Oh, Roscoe, she's going to have so much fun with you, darling. Okay, so do I know it at all?
I'm sure she's mentioned
mentioned
at
it?
some point.
That's Ben's place, is it
And,
not?
and I know
Yeah, it
Lamar
is.
and Roscoe have been there and seen it.
Yes. And we do recognize it. So, yeah, that's
Yeah.
Ben's place.
Okay, who the fuck is Ben?
It's her friend, a thin blood,
A what now?
a thin blood, very high generation, or whatever. Yeah,
A thin blood who happens to get visitors the same way that.
and they basically have some similar gifts to Eleanor. They also have visions and things, from what she said. Shit, we got to go.
Yeah, let's talk in the fucking car real quick, because I have a theory, and if I don't get it out of my head, I'm going to forget it, because mission critical. Fuck, go.
Do you take multiple vehicles, one vehicle? Because Jackie's vehicle can hold everyone.
Yes, it can.
Yeah, let's take
just do
Jackie's.
that.
vehicle.
We'll take
Yeah.
ours, and her two boys are up front.
And Etienne is driving, and Peter is actually sitting in the front passenger seat.
Mhm.
And we're going to flash back to Eleanor. I will come right back to the scene in a minute with the rest of the coterie riding over, so you can have a talk in the vehicle as you go. But I want to flash back to Eleanor again as she sits in front of the emissary. You were warned not to pry.
Yes.
Why did you reject the gift that was given?
I did not understand it.
But your kind never understands anything. If you did, you wouldn't be here. So, a gift was given, and it was rejected. It's very
see.
upsetting.
I see. I can understand. That would be quite the consternation.
And then, when we took back what was ours, we left something as a gift. We did not have to. Propriety. And that gift was also not only rejected, but damaged and hurt my vessel in the process.
I see that. I had no idea that it would do such a thing. That such a connection could be possible. I have learned much this night that I did not know before. I wish to understand better, especially now seeing that these gifts were indeed gifts and not threats, weapons.
Well, everything is a weapon. But if you take everything you do not know, why, you could fill a lake.
Yes.
Or all of them. Everything is a weapon. It was a gift. A way to keep you from the board.
Yes. I understand that. I understand that the board is balanced between two forces, and I seem to understand that you and yours are outside of that battle.
Well, yes. Thus the treaty spoke, and thus it remains.
Ah.
But that does
A
not
treaty?
mean we don't have. I believe my vessel would call it a horse in this race. Such an odd turn of phrase, I think.
Skin in the fight. Also
Find
strange.
skin to be a rather, let's just say, a fitting in more ways than you understand.
Well, you have a horse in the race. And there is some, I'm guessing now, I do not know, but I'm guessing that it is the outcome of this fight on the board that you wish to see turn a certain way?
Well, of course. We wish an end to the game.
I see.
The game has been played too long here.
I see. And how is it that I might help you with this
For you to
mission
help,
that you're on?
for you to help would put you on the board. You say that's not what we wish.
Oh, so it would be helpful for you, for me not to play, not to help. What then is the purpose of the gifts? You say to keep me off the board, but I could simply just stay home and do nothing. So, is it that you are implying that there are other forces seeking out a piece such as myself to place on the board?
There are rules to any game.
Yes.
There are rules to any interaction.
Yeah.
I have to follow the rules as well, though my master is bound by a different set, you see. And I will tell you, one of the rules requires intermediaries to see the game. We must have a point of view, which was where you came in. So much better when we get to talk privately,
Yes.
rather than with your friends that irritate me.
Oh,
Anger
I am
me.
sorry that they are grating upon you. I am quite fond of them.
Perhaps you'll remember that. Because one of the things the rules do not specify is what can be broken, as long as it is not changing the game.
See. Well then, emissary, is it that you wish not to speak to me again after this?
Oh no. You are still useful. Though I do not know what interfered in our last connection.
Yes, about that. It was quite rude. Kind of scary. Not something to endear me to working with one such as yourself.
We will find what interrupted us.
I am certain they are also looking for you.
Well, You could always send him to see Ben.
I would
I'm
prefer
sure
no
he's-
more harm come to Ben.
Well, I'm sure a suitable greeting and reception will be in place.
I send no one, and I would prefer no harm come to my friend. I've already harmed him enough.
I will be kind. The harm to this one did not start with you.
No,
He was convenient and open and weak.
I see.
I would have preferred to take someone like you, but I could not.
Well, we can't always get what we want, I suppose.
But you see, we do get what we want, one way or another.
Eventually.
It's eternal. And the
Yes.
one thing I've learned, your kind are not as eternal as you think.
No, we're not.
But we
Everything on this world ends, one way or another.
are. One more drop in the ocean. So, what are you planning to do now?
I do not have plans. I'm pleased that we've been able to speak together, for indeed, I wish to understand you better. You have not given me solid answers, but I know a little bit more than I did. And I shall return to my coterie. and
What
then
about
to my
another
home.
gift?
Another gift?
I could give you another gift.
And what would be this gift?
Well, we do have an amulet. It was
The one
given
that
once
was-
before.
That was returned?
Yes.
It reacts to a part of this city, that amulet.
Why, yes, it does.
Is that because of one of your own in proximity? Or something of warning?
Ancient treaties, ancient agreements, and ancient rules.
We are nothing without our rules.
Past, present, and future. That reaction is not dangerous. It is fact of nature.
I see. I do not go to that place, but I would not want anything from there offended by my having this gift.
Not offended. The gift was sent from it.
Oh. I see. Well,
There
then
are-
there is no need for me to worry.
There are those of your corrupted state who know of what lives there and who I serve.
My kind have seen evidence of who lives there.
You speak of the message we sent. Well, just in your time, perhaps longer than what I would call a long ago.
Yes. It was well received.
What point is a message if one cannot understand what was sent?
Indeed.
You'll find, as my hold strengthens, I am more in control, less angry, less predisposed to violence.
I see.
Do not disrupt my control, or I may go back to what I was.
You are certainly much nicer to converse with this way.
It's an imprint, something of the vessel. But if needs be, I will crush it, destroy it.
I do not wish you to do that.
Then leave me my vessel. Do not try to take it from me.
No.
We're going to pause the scene right here. Flash back to the vehicle as the rest of the coterie rides over.
I apologize that I am not able to get information on that location that the incident occurred. However, I am led to believe the one who facilitated this event did it purposefully outside of our domain. Because doing it within our domain would have breached traditions. And that is why, after Sam, you had me look into the vehicle, I was told it was not only a ballad truck, that it was from a work site, a construction site. And then it shows up again, tailing you. Not only that, while you were out after you threw our table through the wall, I covered for you with the Senshaw. Because he arrived. Didn't have him taken to that room at all, had him taken to one of my new lounges that I have built. And also covered that you had business to attend to that evening and were unavailable when he asked for you. The Senshaw is Ballad's child. So I guarantee you the Senshaw has mentioned your name to Ballad, and Lasky has overheard. So now he is hunting you. And because he is hunting you, let me finish and then I swear I'll give you the floor, Sam. I will let you speak what you need. This understanding these fucking American venture like I do, his ghoul will know to not actually destroy you. He's just going to make your nights hell. And Ballad won't give a shit because you're a Bruja. And while Lasky is fucking with you, that keeps him awfully distracted from your sister. Which I appreciate that, as I'm trying to protect her. I have pretty much taken her as off the grid as I can. She's an independent contractor for me, so that not even my payroll information can be gotten on her. I respond to him like for like. Do not let it escalate. We do not wish to break traditions and start war. And I have requested a meeting with Ballad so that I can try to negotiate an agreement to keep his people away from mine to further insulate and protect your sister.
And I can't just offer myself up because he'll just turn his attentions back to her.
Exactly. And I certainly cannot take you to see what she's doing so that I can prove my words, but if you'd
You keep me as far the fuck away from that
Exactly.
shit as possible.
Exactly. I know what I'm doing in protecting
No,
people.
you're right. I just... When you don't know what's going on, find somebody smarter than you and ask them.
Yeah.
You said Lasky was the one driving the trucks? I don't think he would...
I bet you he is. I would bet the income I make on my cabaret on that. He's got, you didn't even tell me everything, but I can tell this guy is, you and him go way the fuck back. He's got a hate boner, I learned this time, a hate boner from hell for you.
Does he have anyone, you remember if he's got anyone special to him? They don't have to be alive.
Yeah. Angie and me.
Yeah, well, guess what? I have Angie. And now we have you.
Okay.
So he can't go too far.
Lasky was my dad's partner. Yeah, I'm the son of a cop on the south side of Chicago. Lamar, you put the 2 and 2 together on that to decide how fun that childhood was.
Oh, don't worry. I've been there.
Yeah. So when I friggin' took a claw hammer to my dad, Lasky took that personally.
Lasky was trying to groom your father for service.
He was successful at it too.
Jackie, did you do a look into Lasky? Any relatives?
When I had dinner with Abigail, she would have given me additional information. Is there any additional information she had?
No, Lasky comes back as blank.
He has been zeroed. There is nothing to be found on him.
Yeah, he don't even need to draw a pension. He is the definition of made.
He's got to have his fingers in something. We find what that is. We can hurt him a little bit.
You said there was a construction site.
Indeed. She takes out a piece of paper and writes down the address that the cop had given her. Hands it to him. That's all I can give you. That's all I got.
More than I had a minute ago.
But be careful pissing in Ballard's backyard.
I'm not pissing anywhere. Kind of dead. Doesn't really work.
No, you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
I'm just making a joke. Okay. I'm just making a joke. I'm making a joke. Okay.
Yeah.
We're on our way to this. What do I need to know about Ben? What do I need to know about this tarot?
We think Ben
Forgiveness.
might be possessed by the emissary spirit or whatever the fuck it is.
Emissary of whom?
That's a great question because we're still working on that one. He and Eleanor are friends, but he's also mixed up in this hedge business too. And we need to... She doesn't want to let go of him because she's good like that, but...
Oh, yeah, no, you don't kill the messenger. Got it.
Yeah.
How
Basically,
do we get her out without pissing off some sort of eldritch fucking Lovecraftian fucking horror?
I mean, you shoot the guy he's possessing in the face. He has to find a new person to possess. That probably could take a while. I mean, or you exercise him.
But
Allow me to go in first.
Hey,
right. This is the spooky shit. This is the creepy shit, Jackie. I know you don't like that, so you sure you want to go in first?
Allow me to go in first.
Done.
What can we do to prepare you, Roscoe?
Jackie lifts up her fucking skirt and shows she's got a 45 on her fucking thigh. I'm good.
And as awesome as that is, we're talking about...
I hope I don't ever have to draw it. But my plan is, if the place is open, I go in, I'm sure there's a bell on the door that will announce someone has come in, and then I ask if she is ready to go. I go in very polite because I am very good at being charismatic when I choose to be.
don't like sending people into places without a backup plan.
You wait outside
right.
the door.
Jackie can think on her feet. She'll give us the signal. We come in like the regulators and we handle it if we need to.
I take one step in, and that's all I do. I'll be
Lamar,
right
you
by
got
the
the
door.
front. I'll take the back. Roscoe, do your skylight special.
Skylight special.
If there is a skylight. If not, just back up Jackie. All right. All right. So we have a plan. I wish we had my car because I've got grenades in the car.
Wait, you have grenades in the car and someone almost T-boned us?
Okay, it takes a lot to make a grenade go off. Don't worry about that. They're very stable.
Oh, yeah. Don't worry about that. All right. All right,
Very good. They're just flashbangs. They're not going to hurt anything.
Let's go on and get in here and handle this.
Yes. So Jackie's going to get out of the car. She'll tell Etienne and Peter to stay in the car. And
as you arrive, we're going to flash back in.
I just
to
got
Eleanor.
a question
Yes,
real quick.
Go ahead.
Can I get sort of a visual idea of what the store looks like? Is it a single story?
It's a single. It's 2-story. It looks like the store is the bottom, and the second story is a place to live above it. It's a row shop front.
also very
Okay.
quickly, I am going to rouse for toughness before I walk through that door.
Okay, go ahead.
I succeeded.
Okay. You know, Eleanor, I have enjoyed our little talk tonight.
As have I.
Do you hear that?
A car?
Your friends have arrived.
They have, it seems.
It may be time to give them a bit of a demonstration.
I don't believe that is necessary.
Oh, but it is. I suggest you stand aside for a moment. I'll try not to hurt them.
Do you promise that is not your intent?
I promise it is not my intent. I will not promise it does not happen. But I will
As good a
give you
promise as I would
promise.
get from my kind, I suppose.
Well, your kind did not invent it.
I will get up.
Okay. Jackie, how do you come in the shop front? Sign still says open.
I walk right in and just stand there and I say, and since I don't see anyone at the counter, I say,
No, they're in the front room still.
Oh, they are in the front room.
Yeah.
Oh,
You see Ben sitting at a table, who you
Eleanor.
assume is Ben, and Eleanor standing beside the table. And as you're coming in, his hand just rubs across the table once, and you see it smoldering as if he's covering something that was on the table up.
hmm.
And Ben stands.
Is
And
this
just
your friend
looks.
Ben?
Not entirely.
Oh. It's a pleasure to meet you.
You've come for her, haven't you?
I have. We have some things that we need to address.
We've been having chat. A
Hmm.
friendly chat.
Oh, very good. Are you all right, darling?
I am.
Good.
You have meddled in some things. Well, not you.
Hmm.
Some of your friends. The one who sits in a car that had a bookstore have meddled in things that you should not meddle in.
Hmm.
You will stay out of my business.
I will advise him.
No. And you feel that the shadows in the room start to darken,
Hmm.
coalesce. And where Ben is there, there's a shadowy form behind him, much larger than Ben. Brightly glowing eyes.
Hmm. My, you are impressive, aren't you?
And it's both Ben, but not Ben. And with the shadowy form behind him, you almost could swear you catch wings off his back. You will stay out of my business. And when he speaks, the whole room vibrates with his voice.
Mm-hmm. Well, as you say, I have done so. I will continue to do so, and I will advise them not to mess with you.
Good.
What are you?
Ask.
With wings?
Ask.
I did.
No. Ask your friend.
And
The one who subverts the other side, to look in his good book. Check what it says.
I will do so.
And the form coalesces back down, and the shadows recede. And once again, Ben is there. Eleanor?
Ben? How are you feeling?
It's a bit of a haze. Judging by that and the look on your face, something didn't go right?
Well, something certainly happened.
Ben, you are Eleanor's friend.
Yeah, actually, and you are?
Jacqueline Durand, also one of
I've
Eleanor's
heard of
friend.
you. Eleanor has mentioned you several times, actually.
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
It's a pleasure to meet you, too. Eleanor, what happened to my table?
You scorched it.
What, I scorched it?
Yes. Well,
not you.
But not really you. Our mutual acquaintance made an appearance and decided to ruin your table.
I will say that was one hell of a thing.
You're not I know you're saying it cheerful like, but you're not helping me.
So, Eleanor, are you ready to leave, darling?
Just a moment and I will be right out.
Okay, I will be waiting in the car.
Yes.
And I'll leave.
Okay.
And
I didn't threaten you, did I, or do anything bad?
No,
Okay,
actually.
Good. Okay.
It went a little bit better than I expected.
Good.
And I'll take his hands.
And his hands are unnaturally warm.
Ben, I am not certain I can help you against this being that has decided to take partial residence with you. It is quite old and very powerful.
No, I hear it. It's still there. It's in the back of my head. It's got memories. It remembers things that can't be true.
How?
It can't. It can't be true. Also remembers betrayal.
A burden to bear that kind of memory.
Yeah. We'll talk.
Yes. Now, will you be all right? You will find yourself sustenance?
Well, yes, of course. I always do. I've got a
Good.
number of patrons.
And you will have some rest as well.
Yeah, and I need to get a new table.
Yes. Perhaps a pretty tablecloth in the meantime.
That probably be a better idea, because, yeah.
Yes.
I'm sorry if anything I said tonight.
No.
It seems every time I get my memory, come back to myself, there's bits and pieces of something else that, not my memories, but can't be real. It can't.
Someone else's memories.
Yeah. I will see you later, Eleanor.
Yes, I'll be back to see you, and I'd best go before they send Sam in with grenades or Lamar with a gun of choice.
Yeah. I don't think it cared about guns.
No. No, it certainly did not. There's very little that it cared about that we might try to do to it.
Have a good evening, Eleanor, and I am glad you stopped in, but please be careful.
And you. And call on me
I will.
if you have need.
I will.
Good.
And he goes and starts rummaging, looking for a tablecloth as you exit the building. And Jackie's car is out front. And
Jackie actually didn't get in the car. She is waiting for Eleanor.
And I will turn the scene over to the players for one last scene before we end this episode.
And as we
Jackie.
yes, let's get in the car so we can talk.
Yes. Yes, let's do. Oh, is everyone in? Hello.
What happened in there?
A very interesting conversation happened, followed by a very interesting display.
I'm interested in all facets of the experience, but the display from out here looked
Really dark?
yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Who all was Catholic in life? Very well. I just got to make the acquaintance of a demon.
You gotta be shitting me.
No.
And Ross was just staring at Jackie and then back over to Eleanor like,
So when you say demon,
I mean black red eyes, wings like this. A fallen angel.
and
as preserves. All right.
Jackie, Eleanor, explain to me in detail exactly what you saw.
Happy
Can we
to.
start moving?
Yes, we are moving while we're talking.
Oh, as everybody, once they were settled in the car,
It took
Etienne
off.
started driving
Okay.
to head
Yeah.
back towards the club because that's where everyone else's vehicles are.
Yes.
And, you know.
So, this thing took up the entire space, and it was large, and it presented itself in a way to be imposing. I kept my cool. That was pleasant.
Yes. Jackie did remarkably well.
But that is why you send me in, because I can do that.
Send the Ventru. Let the Ventru do the talking.
I am the queen of keeping my composure. But that thing was huge and had eyes that glue like fire. And
I think the word you're looking for is brimstone.
yes, brimstone. Sorry, it has been over 100 years.
No, you're
But fucking hell.
Did it give you a name, or we know the emissary is a demon?
No,
but
I didn't ask who it was. I asked what it was. And it told me to ask my friend who checks their good book.
My name is Legion, for we are many.
I doubt that it would actually want to give its true name.
It gives its
Yeah.
title, emissary.
Yes.
So we figure out. Well, that gives us a place to start. Maybe if we look through and see if anything in the good book refers to itself as an emissary or the emissary, we've got something to work on from there.
I mean,
But-
fucking Satan is a goddamn messenger. Lucifer.
But he was the morning star, and
He was the
he's
morning star.
He was like God's right hand. There's a difference.
Okay, Bosco, what kind of books you got? Because now
Eleanor, you look like you have something to say.
Yes, I can with confidence say that the emissary is emissary to whatever it is that lives in Chinatown.
So we're all going to the hell of the upside down sinners?
Roscoe, do you know what that is?
It's the Jade Demon.
Yes, it
Yes.
is.
So we got the Jade Demon on one. We got the Jade Demon in one spot. We got she who runs the Succubus Club and shall not be named.
Mhm.
And then we've got the thing that's in the lake.
Mhm.
The Lady of the Lake.
But the
All right.
Jade Demon is observing the game
Yes.
Yeah.
because it had you watch. It was watching through you.
Yes. And through others, from my understanding of this conversation.
Oh, interesting. Because it said specific. Roscoe, it is very peeved with you.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
I mean, he has that effect on people who, because
You are tampering with
Thanks.
things you should not tamper with, is what it
Thanks,
said.
Sam.
So
And to be fair,
stop
they were
tampering.
not. To be fair, they weren't quite very happy with my behavior either.
Well,
what
Well-
was your behavior? Okay, hold on. Let's pump the brakes here real quick. We're talking about actual Old Testament,
yes,
Lesser Key of Solomon shit.
yes.
Goth, fucking Demon Omicron, fucking shit.
Yes.
Yes, I've read a book, Roscoe. I know it's shit.
You are Catholic. Of course you read a book.
Well, no, the prison has a good library.
That too, I'm sure.
But but you guys weren't involved in any of this before they pulled you into it. And so they're mad at you for getting involved in something you pulled them into, which is frankly bullshit. But they
have rules. They're different from ours, though.
You see, but the thing is, during my time in the Sabbat, the ones who get mixed up with demons, like you got Infernalists, but then once we caught wind of an actual Bali infiltration in one of the packs, and I don't know if any of you have ever heard of the Bali, but
Oh, I've heard of the Bali.
but yeah, those
They are the
charcoal
ones.
fucks.
They consult with demons. Yes.
They try to raise
Yeah.
demons.
And it's just the bits and pieces we found about that. I mean, we separated the head from the shoulders real good, like on anybody who was even attached to it. But they're into some dark shit. And I don't know if that's what's going on here, but for something like that to be here, those things don't just show up on their own. Someone has to usually do something to make it happen.
Like a summoning or something.
Yeah, and it's not the kind of thing that you can't do it over. It's not a pizza. It doesn't happen overnight.
Yes.
That's something you've got to put work into.
Fucking hell.
All right.
Roscoe, you might want to steer clear of that chantry of yours, man. Like just from the little bits and pieces that you've told us about, you might just want to permanently not go there. Just make up an excuse every time that someone tries to call you there.
I get that. I may not get much of a choice, but I get it. Yeah. Now, Eleanor, your friend Ben,
Yes.
he was the emissary. Ben was the emissary. Did he seem? Was there any connection between him and what happened at the bookshop with the gifts?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, that was, in fact, the emissary in possession of Ben's body came to your shop.
It was him.
And you let him in.
Yes, I did.
And he took the amulet
Mm-hmm.
and left the book behind. And this was intended as a gift.
What kind?
Which I very
gift?
clearly said we did not understand that to be such.
Gift by what definition?
Their ways are not our ways, apparently.
That is true. Yes.
Yes. I'm not certain if that misunderstanding was quite cleared up, but I did try to communicate that it was unclear. Though, interestingly, your iron that you
Mhm.
placed upon the book,
Right.
it actually burned Ben.
How is that? The book was Ben? Or are they linked
No,
somehow?
They're somehow linked, is my guess. But I did see evidence of this. It was when I was speaking to Ben himself, and he wanted to know how that happened. And I did tell him.
But how did it appear on him? Yeah, I mean, how did it affect him?
Upon his back, there was sort of a line, and then 2 circles like thumb screws. It was burned
You mean
on him.
the thing that I put on the book to hold it in place?
Mm,
Thumb screws. They burned Ben.
yes. It looked, well, it didn't look absolutely horrible, but it did look rather bad.
Like a brand, or
A bit like that, yes.
You know, I never thought I'd yearn for the days of a good old-fashioned Camp Sabbat war.
I
It
can't
seems so
even.
simple in comparison.
I can't disagree, but at the same time, it's just I feel like every other day, this thing gets deeper and deeper, and we are further and further out in the deep water with no boats, no life rafts, not even land is starting to disappear now. There's not a lighthouse guiding us anywhere. We are about to be in completely foreign territory, and we have no idea where to go from here. I don't even know where to start with this.
well, speaking of lighthouses and directions, Eleanor, did the emissary give you any directions? Like what?
No, not really, not as such.
What
They
did it
are
say?
looking for a perspective of the board.
To influence it. They are rigging
what-
the game. Yes?
Yes.
The board, the game between
The
Between
jihad.
she who shall not be named and...
yeah.
Yes.
And the thing in the
And
thing in
the
the pond
lake.
that shall not be named.
Yes.
Ah.
They give an indication who they are trying to rig it for,
No,
against.
no. My thought is that they're waiting to push it over and put their own whatever in place.
Or just end the game.
I was
Or
going to
that.
say a piece on the board or the whole game.
The whole...
Eleanor, what lullaby were the voices singing to you?
Rockabye Baby. Oh, and they were very upset about that as well, actually.
You don't understand, Rockabye Baby? It
It's a
was
lullaby?
not a sweet song.
No.
It is a song about death of children.
Yes, it is.
Like, you know, a couple million people in this city that don't really, deserve us, let alone this bullshit.
Yeah. This is bigger than us.
Yeah. And yet, here
Agreed.
we are.
Welcome to Why I Have My Hands in So Many Fucking Pots, Sam.
Why do I get the feeling that you got somebody, and when I say this, I don't mean on purpose. I mean, somebody's like taking your hand and like forcing them into these fucking pots. Sorry, I'm a little hungry right now,
That's
so
okay.
I'm a little jittery.
I feel like I asked this way more than I like, but what is the play here? What do we do now?
We know what hurts them. So we've got
Line our doorways with iron so they can't trespass?
Well, we know that hurts their vessel. As to them themselves.
Get a young priest and an old priest?
that's what I was thinking.
I saw
But,
that movie. I saw that movie.
It was a good movie. Yeah. You know, I get the feeling like we need we need John Carpenter, Egg Shen, and you know.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, we've got Damon already.
Oh, God.
Jack Burton, that's who we need. We need fucking Kurt Russell. King Control. Because we're dealing with fucking Lopan and demons and yada, yada, yada.
What I need is someone beautiful and witty and a week away.
And here I was thinking that was the start of a grand plan that you were going to use to just solve all of this.
No, this is beyond my pay grade, Lamar. Beyond my pay grade.
I mean, I can kill vampires, Roscoe.
I mean, I am starting to pick up a few things just from being around all this weird shit. But no.
Okay,
you should
so
have taken that Jackie time.
what we need, and we're in fucking Chicago too.
I guess we need to
What
hit the
we
books.
need is a subject matter expert
We
in
do.
books.
We do.
So we need to go talk to the Archdiocese.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, we're likely to catch fire just walking in.
Actually, that's not really how it works, but
It
I haven't been in a church since 1985, dude. So,
no, because
1902.
yeah.
if that's how it works, I would never have been embraced in the first place. So it's not how it works. But maybe I can. But I got an idea. I got an idea.
I will trust you to handle it, Lamar.
What do you need?
What do you need?
Yes.
How can we help?
Well, we're gonna have to talk to somebody at least high up enough to get some access to the old church records. Maybe see if they've got anything. If they've got anything we can use. So I don't know if you know any donors to the church that are willing to call in a favor.
Or be a donor to the church.
Do I know of any offhand, storyteller?
Not unless you're going to dedicate some of your contacts that you may not have allocated yet.
No, I have all mine allocated.
Well, there you go.
I actually do not have all of mine allocated, so I think I can.
Make that arrangement.
And for those that don't understand, for the viewers, the way I handle contacts is you buy them in the beginning, and they're undefined until you decide to use them in the story. And once you decide to use a contact in the story, it becomes locked in place and becomes that permanent contact.
Very well. I'm not sure how your solvency is right now with things being a bit upside down in Southside, but if you need any financial support in this, let me know.
All right, I'll keep that in mind. Right now, I think I've got it. I think if I just
Because if
have a talk with them,
if they need a donation, I can front you some.
Ma'am,
I'll keep that in mind.
Yes, Etienne.
we're at the club now, ma'am.
Thank you. We are here. Eleanor, are you okay, darling?
Oh yes, I'm all right. I have a little bit of a headache, but that's unrelated.
Oh, okay.
Do you
Since when do kindred get headaches?
did Would you like to stay at mine tonight so we can talk tomorrow?
Yes, I would like that very much.
Perfect. I will take you home.
I think this is where we're going to end this episode. It's been a interesting episode overall, I think. And it leaves the coterie with more questions than answers. But that's the way of season 3, I think. We're at the midway point, everybody. Now, for the viewer vote, I saw the viewers vote. And as storyteller, I'm ignoring it all.
We appreciate your votes, though.
This is
Jesus,
one of the
y'all
few
are like,
cases-
Jackie.
I am giving everybody at the table an XP from last episode as a bonus XP because we had an amazing Jackie and Sam scene. We had an amazing Lamar scene where he was so off his game at having to call Kathy that he was off his game, said coterie, and Kathy was so off her game, she said coterie, and it was an amazing scene. Then we had an amazing Roscoe scene with Eleanor that I loved, that the care you could hear in what Roscoe said, and also that innate curiosity. And then, of course, we had the amazing Eleanor scene that went with it. So I love you viewers and all, and you get to do your viewer vote. But in this case, I've overridden it, and I'm granting everyone one because last episode was fucking amazing. So I wanted to do that. Now, of course, if you're a viewer now, pop over to our Discord right over here. Go to Chi-Town Chat, vote on who gets the viewer vote, because normally I listen to just what you all say, but in this case, I wanted to give something to everybody. If you like what we're doing, subscribe here on YouTube, follow here, or subscribe here on Twitch, follow here on Twitch. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe on YouTube. Bits and donations go to the players, not to Verlin and I. Subs to the channel go to the studio, but bits and donations always go to the players. It's a way for the viewers to give back to those that are helping create this amazing content. And, you know, it's just a little thank you in some ways. If you want to check out back episodes, right over here. Check out our back episodes. They're on YouTube. We've even got a link for the Haunted Chronicles, which is on hiatus while Tamshu gets his health improved. But London Esoteric Society, which is our Call of Cthulhu, it's over there too. Check out our list of friends. Got a whole list of friends. We've got a new one we've added, which is Rep RPG. And it's a group that Verlin and I stumbled into due to the, you've probably seen him in chat, Sway. Sway ASMR, who's joined us and talked to us a bit. But the Rep RPG got a good crew, and Verlin and I are finagling our way to be on one of their streams here at some point. We're going to try to join them for some Blood on the Clock Tower night, a streamed version of it. So that should be interesting. I know I'm missing some merch. You want to get some Windy City merch? We've got some Windy City merch. Go check it out. Got the posters you see behind me. Got glasses, mugs, t-shirts, all kinds of crazy shit. I think I covered everything but letting Verlin do the schedule. So I'm going to turn the schedule over to her.
All right. So thank you so much for joining us tonight. We really enjoyed producing this game for you. Oh my God, it's crazy. I literally put in Zoom chat one time tonight, God, can we go one session without a freaking threat? But... And that got a resounding nope from Mickey Bear over here. There we go.
Hashtag blame Eleanor.
Blame Eleanor, yes. Blame Eleanor. Oh my gosh. So what we have coming up, actually, this coming week, I'm double checking the date this aired. Okay, so we have, during the week, nothing is scheduled as of yet, but we do have Saturday, actually at noon, not streamed, we will be playing Blood on the Clock Tower with our Discord community. So if you want to play a wonderful social deduction game that allows you to be sus and innocent at the same time and manipulate fellow people and have a lot of fun doing it, it is a great game. And even if you die, it's like Ultimate Werewolf and games like that where it's a party game. But if you end up dying, getting executed or whatever, your ghost can still participate with the other players at the table. You just only get one more vote left for the rest of the game for who gets executed. So we'll be doing that at noon, and then at 8 p.m. Eastern, Ravnos Archon is back with his third episode of his Mage the Ascension 2E game, Neon Rain, set in 1984 Miami. Craziness.
Yeah, yeah, it's over the top, but it's great. Loved it.
And then, of course, we will be back here on Sunday the 11th at 5 p.m. Eastern with episode 6, concluding our story from tonight. And
I'm going to point out, we did not have a club scene on this episode 5 at the midway point. That's a first for this. Normally club
that's
club
coming
scenes are
next
5.
episode.
Yeah, it's going to be episode 6. You know, but at least we didn't do it episode 5. And I'd again like to thank all the players for coming. This is a slightly longer than usual episode, but we had a short episode last time, so we're going to have a longer one this time. Welcome to the fun. And mental health, everyone, it's no joke. It's not a laughing matter. Please take mental health seriously. Check in on those around you. Check in on friends, your family, your loved ones. Please make sure they're okay, because they may not be. And maybe you get to be the voice that helps bring them back from the edge, or just is the lifeline that they need. And if you are someone who suffers from mental health and you don't have a friend you want to talk to, or, you know, an acquaintance you want to talk to, and you want to seek professional help, please look right over here in the chat right now. We have a list of numbers and places you can text even for 24-hour a day, 7 days a week, professional assistance. They don't judge. They're just there to help you. And if you do not live in America and you want to get help, there's also a link right there to a website you can go to that can show you in your country what support there is out there. Because we here at McStabber Studios, we take mental health very seriously, and we encourage everyone to take their own mental health seriously and to do the self-care you need to continue. And this week, I'm going to turn it back to my wife for her get a shot.
Please, please, please get your COVID vaccines if you have not done so yet. Please. It is important that we all get vaccinated fully, whether it's the 1 shot or the 2 shot. Get it done fully. Make sure you get your immunity. 2 weeks after you get your 2nd shot, you are ready to roll. Seriously. And really get it done so that everyone can be protected. Y'all know me. Y'all have seen these streams. I'm a nurse. I'm telling you, this public health is important. Public immunity is important. The herd immunity is a legit thing. It is not a falsehood at all. The more people who are vaccinated, the fewer people who will die. So get vaccinated.
And the newest report I saw today actually shows that the vaccine is effective for longer than they think. And recent studies have showed we may not need a booster next year. It may be a booster every couple years instead of every year. So that's more encouragement to get it now so that you can avoid it for a little while. That's something, a positive in it all. So from the cast of this amazing show and McStabber Studios and studio as a whole, I thank you all for coming. And good night.